The following is brought to you by 810 Studios.
Hi guys, and welcome back to Cutting Through the Red Tape. It is your girl LaShonta. Listen, we are back with another great show, and y'all, look who I got on my show today. Oh my gosh, this is my girl, Lee Rains. And I am so excited to have you on the show today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Welcome to Cutting Through the Red Tape.
I'm proud to be here.
Y'all know how we do it. We just gonna cut right through it. And we're just gonna ask Miss Lee to go ahead and give us a little bit of background about who she is, how she has come to be this star.
First of all, thank you, LaShonta, for having me. It's an honor and pleasure to be here.
Absolutely.
For those of you who don't know me, my name is Lee Rains. I am an artist, songwriter, and performer signed with 810 Studios here in Clinton, North Carolina. My first album is in the process of being worked. My first album single, Mary Did You Know? It'll be 3 years this coming December 25th that it has been out. So if you have not downloaded it, go to every music station and download Mary Did You Know by Lee Rains.
Y'all heard it. Mary Did You Know by Lee Rains. We need y'all to download that. Because the Christmas season is coming.
Yes, it is. It is coming. And that is one of my favorite seasons. And that is leading up to bigger and better projects that I have coming up. Which I'm not giving no details about. You already know about one or two of them.
Yes.
And she's not telling until the announcements are made.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So, we're going to go ahead and go off of Mary Did You Know? I have had the opportunity to listen to you perform Mary Did You Know live, and I absolutely loved it. So give us a little bit about Mary Did You Know? Like, tell us a little bit about that.
Well, Mary Did You Know came about going on 3 years ago. I had been in the process of speaking with Miss Tamika about coming on to 810 Studios, and I had been trying to figure out like what kind of music I wanted to do. She had brought it up to me that she thought that I would be like more of a country artist, country R&B, country gospel, indie artist.
Okay.
And I was like, okay. So one night I was thinking, and I was like, okay, I kind of want to venture into this. But Lord, what song do you want me to start out with? And the Lord, He kept putting it in my spirit, Mary Did You Know? And I told the Lord, I said, well, that song's been done so many different ways.
Yeah.
And the Lord spoke to me and said, I've got a new way for you to do it.
Come on, Lord. Come on,
and
Lord.
So I was like, God, okay. I said, I'm going to take this challenge on. And whatever it comes to be, it comes to be. If it comes to be something, it comes to be something. If it turns out to be nothing, then I'll try again in your name.
Yes, absolutely. I love that. I love how you said that you allowed the Lord to take something that has already been produced, but He was able to give you something new. So I like that. I love that for you. And so you've been singing Mary Did You Know and performing it, and it's recorded, and now we can mainstream it and all. So how do you feel about, girl, having your own song out there like that?
Well, the truth of it to me, LaShonta, is sometimes it doesn't feel real that I actually have started achieving a dream that a lot of people said that I wouldn't achieve.
Wow, I understand
because one thing for me, LaShonta, was when I was in school, and I'm going to bring this into another subject which we had talked about. I was bullied when I was in school. I was picked on. I was called names and everything. I was told that I wouldn't be anything, that I would only be living at home with my mom and dad, and that I could never live on my own and all kinds of things. But, I look at it where God said I couldn't, where people said I couldn't, God said you can, and I have a better plan for you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And so, with this song and the album and everything, I was dealing with a lot at the time, which I won't go into details. But I just believe that God had to remove me from one place and place me on this path because it was something that He knew a path I needed to travel on.
Okay.
And so that's the reason why I tell people sometimes God has to take you from one spot and move you to another spot.
Girl, say that one more time for the people.
Sometimes God has to take you from one spot and move you to another spot.
Absolutely.
And so I believe that's what He did. He moved me from one spot and moved me to another spot. And this spot is leading me to bigger, better things and leading me to take the spot He removed me from and put it behind me, but move me to this spot where I'm moving forward to greater things in life.
My God, you better prophesy on this here show. I love that. I love that you are enthused, and I love that you did not allow the former path to dictate how you are and how you feel in this very particular moment. Like I see the joy and I see the excitement on your face, and I see that you are interested in moving forward, because sometimes when things happen to us, we stay stuck.
Yes, we do.
In that spot, and we don't know how to move forward.
Yes, we do. Sometimes when we are in a particular situation, we get stuck with dealing with that situation, and we don't realize that we have to move from that situation with baby steps to move along to a better situation. That's one thing with me. A lot of people don't know this, but I suffer from physical and mental disabilities.
Okay.
And so, I have not let my physical and mental disabilities define me, but I have learned to use it to enhance the abilities now that God has given me.
Girl, you better speak on this show. My goodness. Please, I hope you guys are paying attention and listening, because she is dropping some gems here. And I hate to cut you off, but girl, I got excited. I got excited about what you were saying, because that's absolutely the truth. Like, not using your disabilities to keep you disabled. You know what I'm saying? So you're using your disabilities to enhance you, to make you better. And I'm excited about that for you.
When I was growing up, I always kept hearing the word, you can't.
Wow.
But you know what I had to do, LaShonta? I had to shove the word can't out the door, because I said, can ain't in my vocabulary. Can always is going to be in my vocabulary. Where God said you can't, where people said you can't, God said you can.
Right.
God said, I created you. I created your path. I know the path you are going to travel before you start traveling there. The path you created, that I created when you were in your mother's womb.
Girl, you better speak on this.
I don't mean to go to preaching.
Girl, listen, I'm finna sit back, honey. I'm finna lay back. 'Cause you listen. You speaking. Look, I'm gonna let you talk. You go ahead and talk. I'm gonna sit here and listen, because it's something that I need to hear. And go ahead, ma'am. Lee Raines is here on Cutting Through the Red Tape today.
And so, but one thing as an artist and everything that I've learned in my life is, like I said, you can't let your disabilities define you. You cannot let a physical, mental disability hold you back. You've got to move forward in your life. Just like with me with my music. It is taking me a long time to get to where I am. It was not overnight. When I started in music, I started as a young child.
Okay.
I started with performing in talent shows.
Okay.
I started singing in the church choir.
Okay.
I started doing different events around my hometown. Which I come from a small town just like Clinton. I come from the backwoods of Duplin County, Rose Hill, North Carolina.
Rose Hill. Okay.
And so I come from a little small farming town. And I can remember sitting out walking around my grandma's yard where there's probably 10 houses in that little neighborhood out towards the dirt road and stuff, just walking around making up songs, singing and everything. Okay. And the neighbors would get mad, but, it was something that was in me.
Right. That's
and for me, like I've said in past interviews with different people, I don't put out nothing that God don't tell me to put out.
Okay.
I don't show up nowhere, even though 810 Studios may want me to show up somewhere. If God doesn't tell me you need to show up there, I don't show up there. I deny the request real quick.
Okay.
Because if the energy ain't right,
well, it's so.
Yeah, and so here. And I not only do that, but one thing y'all don't know about me is you see me as an artist, but behind the scenes, I also work 2 jobs. And so, and LaShonta, she knows where I work at.
I do, because I'm always in there.
Yeah. And for those of you who don't know me, I do work for Carly C's on Sunset Avenue. I am a cashier there. I have the best team there. And LaShonta, you want to help me tell them where else I work? Yeah, I work at what is called Beauty and known as Beauty Supply, 1214 Sunset Avenue.
Girl, you better shout them out.
Yeah.
We need a discount at Carly C's, though. Me, bundle me, please.
I would call corporate and tell them to do that. But, I mean, a lot of people see artists and they say, oh, well, they're all the time filming, they're all the time doing shows and everything. But a lot of artists, they have real small-time jobs.
That's right.
I mean, LaShonta, you're a teacher. Me, I am a cashier at Carly C's, but I'm also at Beauty Supply. I am on the floor sales associate / cashier / somewhat manager. But I believe that working small jobs and working here during my music career is all leading me to greater and bigger things, because it's helping me, for one thing, not sit at home and be bored all the time. 2, it's helping me to get in, to really, force me to get out there and have to interact with people. Because I used to sit at home and be scared to be around people.
Wow. I wouldn't get that from you.
Yeah, I would. I would hardly leave my house because I was so scared. But getting out in the work field and getting out performing, it forces me out of my comfort zone.
I love that.
And sometimes with a person with disabilities, you have to force them out of their comfort zone.
Yeah.
I mean, they are going to resist, but you have to let them know, in order to move forward in life, I have to force you out of your comfort zone. You have to face those challenges.
Right. And I don't believe that it's just people with disabilities. I think it's people as a race, because we are so comfortable with being familiar and in familiar places and situations. I've just most recently have been forced out of my comfort zone and having to get a job in the public and stay present in the public, and that also helps mental illness.
Exactly.
And whenever you no, we don't always feel like it. We don't always want to put our good stuff on,
No.
you know, get our hair fixed and
No.
stuff. But I truly believe when we do those things and we go out in the public, it heals us just a little more.
It does. It does, because for one thing, when you stay at home, I mean, you are really you're all kinds of things. You're all kinds of thoughts are going through your head. I mean, there are people who have developed schizophrenia because they stayed at home. I had an aunt that happened to. Okay, when you stay at home, you basically are kept in a closed box.
That's right. That's
and
right.
you are. And when you're in that closed box, you're looking at 4 little walls, and you don't realize that there is a bigger, greater world out there with greater adventures for you to take.
That's right.
And
That's right.
If you don't step out into that greater world, you will never know what great adventure life has for you.
That is the absolute truth.
Because I think about when I performed Mary Did You Know the first time. It was at the Clinton Christmas Parade. I was terrified. I was terrified because I literally was up on a moving target. I was up on a moving target. And I was like, oh my God. All kinds of thoughts were running through my head. I was like, oh my God. I'm going to be up here standing and singing. I'm going to fall off this float. But like my manager told me, I'm going to have to put you in situations for you to face fears you did not know you had to face.
Wow. I love that.
And so she has put me in situations and had me face fears where I've had to face them. I have been on floats. I have had to perform before I don't know how many big audiences. I have done I don't know how many interviews. I have been in places I didn't even know existed.
Wow.
And I am looking forward to being in other situations. Like I always tell my manager, I'm going to take on whatever challenge you throw at me.
Well, sir, I love that. But how does that make you feel? How does that make you feel whenever you accomplish those big appearances and being on the big stage and the float and stuff? Because, look, this is all new to me. So I'm just, I'm still nervous and I'm still trying to get myself together whenever I'm asked to do certain things or appear certain places. So what type of advice do you have for me when it's my turn?
LaShonta, one thing I've learned is to go off of the energy of the place you're in. Okay, let the adrenaline flow. Okay, don't try to control the situation so much. Don't try to control it. Just let what happens happen.
Okay.
Because for one thing, I recently had to be a broadcaster at the Sampson County Juneteenth Festival.
Okay.
I had never interviewed anybody. I had never been the one in front of the camera asking questions. So I went off the energy and I went off the flow of what was going around, and I just started asking questions along with the coach and my manager and went off of that atmosphere.
Okay.
But one thing you got to realize, LaShonta, is every appearance isn't going to be perfect.
Right.
You are going to have things that are going to go wrong. You're going to have, I like to say, mess ups. But it's that when you have those mess ups, that you learn from those mess ups.
Right.
Because, believe you me, I've had it happen to me. And I've been looking like, okay, well, I did this wrong. So if this happens again, this is how we correct it. Me and my team correct it.
Got you.
I always say, expect the unexpected.
Oh, that's good. Expect the unexpected. That's good. I like that. I'll definitely take that into consideration. And listen, We don't cuss on this show. So you said the word control. Listen, we talked about this last week on my show that I did with Janae, and she was like, "Girl, you got a little bit of control issue." And so that I'm learning that, like you said, to expect the unexpected, because we can't control every outcome. We can't control how things are being played out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing that I have to work on as an individual, is knowing that when I do appear in these places, that, you know what I'm saying, it's somebody above me or over me that's in control over the event itself. So going with the energy and placing myself in my own lane, in my own element, you know, will create a great appearance.
Yeah, right. And one thing about it is, okay, you have to allow yourself that when you walk into a place, if you feel that the energy isn't right for you, and you have an opportunity to back out of that event, you have to allow yourself to say, okay, the energy isn't right, the atmosphere isn't right, I don't think I can do this event.
Right.
Finding who's in charge and saying, look, there's something about the vibe in here, the energy in here that is not right for me, so I have to sadly, or I have to graciously let you know that even though you have me booked for this appearance, I will not be doing it because the energy is not right.
Yeah.
There's one thing that I always live off of in my career, and this is one thing you got to learn, LaShonta. Everybody who say they're for you is not for you.
Well, it's so.
And you have to learn how to associate yourself with those that have positive energy.
My goodness.
Okay.
Woo.
If somebody has negative energy, tell them to take a back seat on your bus. There's plenty of room at the back where the motor is.
Well, it's so.
And believe you me. And the other thing is, sometimes you are going to have to burn some bridges down to build new bridges up for those that are wanting to ride or die with you.
My girl, the Lord sent you today, didn't he? Did the Lord send you today? Baby, I am telling you, listen, I can't even comment. I cannot even comment because you are just hitting hard today. I'm grateful. Definitely grateful.
Because I've learned that. I've had to burn some bridges. I've had to cut negative energy loose in my life. I've had to cut loose people who said they were for me, but they were only using me for their own self-gain. Like I tell people, if you're not here to help me, then take a back seat because I sure don't want you riding up front with me to harm me.
I know that's right. Or trying to steer me the wrong way, or steer the operation the wrong way. So I get that.
My grandma always said, you got two angels on your shoulder. You got the heavenly angel and you got the devil's angel. When you let the devil's angel drive the bus, he gonna steer you into the ditch or into the woods or into the ocean.
My God.
But when you let the heavenly angel steer you, he gonna keep you right on that path.
On that path, yes, he will. Yes,
so
he
that's
will.
the reason why you always, when you feel that the devil angel is trying to take the wheel, say, tell him in the name of Jesus, God, place your angel on the wheel and drive my bus.
Yes. I love that. I love that. I love that. So, listen, I wanted to get into the back to school thing, because
Yes.
we are getting ready to be back in school. And so I know you had wanted to speak about a couple of things. So we're gonna talk more about the students, the
Yes.
teachers, the staff, and maybe you can drop some gems on them like you like you have been doing with me right here lately. So let's get back into it. So we are getting ready to Clinton City Schools. I am a part of Clinton City Schools, and I absolutely love my job. Very grateful for the opportunity. And I work in elementary. And so what kind of advice, would you like to share with us as we enter back into the school?
Well, first of all, LaShonta, one thing as a parent, my daughter's 21 years old. And yes, she does not live at home with me anymore, and I'm not scared to let people know. A year ago, I moved her out of my home and placed her in an AFL. It was a harsh thing I had to do, but it was the best thing. When she was at home with me and she was going to school, I was on top of communicating with her teachers, her principals, and them. LaShonta, you're a teacher, correct? Okay, if a parent comes
Something like it.
But if a parent comes to you with a concern, don't shove it under the rug.
Right.
Be diligent on it. If they come to you and say, which I'm going to use the Billy Bob came home and said that Jenny Blue hit him, and the parent is questioning it, okay, sit down and talk with that parent. Say, this is what I saw happen. This is what I know happened. This is how we resolved it in the classroom. If the parent doesn't agree with it, say, okay, well, you don't like the way we resolved it. What is your suggestion on how we resolve it? Okay, if the parent says, well, okay, Jenny hit Billy Bob back, but Billy Bob was the only one that got punished. I feel you should punish Jenny too.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Because I grew up in a household. What punishment happens to one happens to the other.
Well.
Okay. So as a teacher, if you see that whether both students were involved or whether just one, both of them need to suffer the same consequence to teach the lesson. Because that lets the student that the other student, even though you're punishing the student that initiated the conflict, the student that didn't initiate it, that is letting the student that didn't initiate the conflict know that, okay, if this happens and you are the one who initiates it, this is the punishment that you're going to get for initiating it, because they have already had that punishment before.
Oh.
Okay?
Gotcha.
That's just like with parents. Okay? If you have two children and both of them and Mary Sue has broken Alex's toy, okay, then Mary Sue needs to replace Alex's toy, and Alex needs to, if he's broken one of Mary Sue's toys in the past, needs to replace the toy from the past that he broke in Mary Sue.
Oh, like equal.
Exactly,
Yeah, like
exactly.
Equal. Okay.
Because in the school system, teachers and principals are so quick to only punish one student, but they're not punishing the other student, whether the other student deserves the punishment or not. And I know I'm going to catch a lot of backlash from this, but this is just the way I feel, that it takes two to fight. Am I right or wrong?
Well, I mean.
Because, first of all, there's the person who initiates the fight, and then there's the person that is being fought. Okay? So, so you have to punish both of them.
Right, I get it. It's a little harder than that. It's a little tougher than that. I think, as you know, being in education or being an educator, like they kind of, look at it from all sides.
Yes, they do.
And it is tough, like when you feel like they're not really on your side, or you are having to kind of like, express yourself in a different way because your child may have gotten, a harsher punishment than the other one.
Yeah.
But I do feel though, as educators, we have to look at the bigger picture, the whole picture in itself when it comes to children, when it comes to their education, when it comes to the safety of other children, administration, and all of that. So I think it's a whole lot of different factors when you're looking at certain scenarios,
Yes.
or certain things that has happened within the school system. But I just want us to all have a great year.
Yeah. But one thing, LaShonta, not to cut you off.
No, you're fine.
One thing is that I want our administrators to really take home is going into the school year. Please, if you hear or see that a child is crying out for help in some way, whether that's if they come to you saying, "Well, I'm feeling depressed, I'm being bullied, I'm being abused," don't sweep it under the rug.
Right.
Go ahead and start a plan of action, because one thing you don't realize. In North Carolina, and I've looked this statistic up, in North Carolina, every year in the school system, over 10,000 children are bullied. And out of those 10,000, at least 200 or 100 of them are bullied so bad that they commit suicide because of bullying or abuse of the situation that they're in.
Okay. Yeah, that's tough. So that is something that we as educators need to take more time and spend a little bit more time in making sure that we are, listening and paying attention. So I do agree with you on that, and I will do my very best to make sure that I'm paying attention and listening and assisting the best way that I know how, and aiding and helping these children, because I love children. I would have had so many kids if I was able. I absolutely love children, and so I am excited about the new school year, and I do believe that as educators that we will be able to do our due diligence when it comes to the children. So thank you so very much, Miss Lee Rains, for joining us on Cutting Through the Red Tape. We absolutely look forward to hearing more from you, from your music, from your appearances. So whenever those appearances come, we'll be sure to tag you on the Cutting Through the Red Tape page, so that you guys can follow Lee Rains. And when you see her at Carly C's, give her a shout out.
Hey, I don't bite. You can come up to me.
Absolutely. So thank you again so very much for joining us on Cutting Through the Red Tape.
Thank you for having me.
And we are out. Peace.
The proceeding is brought to you by 810